Hi Aries, this is Heather from Twin Flame Blu-ray Tarot. This is your monthly tarot reading for April of 2022. I'm really wanting to start with the Animal Spirit Oracle cards. Let me know how the audio is. I'm using my microphone from my earbuds this time around. And apologies to anyone whose video is not out by the 1st. I was just explaining in one of my, tarantula. One of my videos for just a short reading for the 31st, starting a new job. So it's been a little hectic and still studying for a test that I'm taking on the 31st. So the readings might be a day, some of them a day behind, we'll see. But I'm working on them. And Aries, Sun, Moon, Cross Watchers, and Rising Sign. Welcome. I'm an Aries moon myself. Ooh. What is this? I really hope that was I think that was part of the card. It's so weird. I've never seen this. It looks like, I don't know why this is going to be significant, but it looks like, and I'm so careful with my cards, but it looks like water got on the card because part of the picture is outside of the lines, but I guess that's just how some of them are. I've never even noticed this before. This is crazy. Coloring outside the lines. I just heard things are not normal right now. I just did the quick video for the 31st. It was the Sun in reverse, the World card, and the Tower card. And we're coming up on eclipse. We're kind of in eclipse energies already, but eclipse season. So things are not going according to plan. Even trying to get to these videos, like everything was just wonky. I'm restarting at 1:15 in the morning, which is, I mean, I'm a night owl, but this is late for me to start anything with videos. So yeah, so tarantula, actually I just moved to California from Sedona, and recently I still have a picture of a tarantula who showed up on the kind of the door frame outside of my house where I was living before, and then I saw him on the ground, and then I didn't see him after that. And I've seen a few all over Sedona. But they're very gentle. They're very fragile. Their shells can break if you drop them. They are not venomous from what I heard. They may have some, but they're not, from what I understand, threatening to humans. They can bite if they feel threatened, but I've never had one jump at me, except for the one that I came across in Puerto Rico when I was living with a friend down there. It was one of the black ones, like that picture. But the ones in Sedona have always been very docile, very gentle creatures, and I just adore them. They're just such a sweet spirit when they show up. And then bear, it's quite a combination. I think I'm going to read a little bit from the Kim Kranz book here. So let me see how these are turning out with the video. I have to know if I need to flip an image or something later. So tarantula, I think that's fire. And these are never, like I say, never in order in these books. Oh, here it is. I just flipped right to it, which never happens. Okay. At a crossroad, which I was just saying, nothing is like normal right now. Everything is like at an in-between worlds, even with the World card I got for this last day of March that I just read for. Everything's changing. And then claiming life's purpose. Wow. The tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. No wonder I wanted to start with this for you, Aries. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose, or dharma. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream, yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. Whew. And I just felt that go all through my body. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, Like an old friend that knows your inner soul, it already knows you'll choose wisely. When in balance, follows intuition. When out of balance, hesitates, over intellectualizes. To bring into balance, daily journaling. Dharma. That's a big one. That is what your soul came here to do in this lifetime. And bear. I don't know if I've ever looked up bear in this deck, to be honest. And I've had it for a few years now. I don't use it a lot, though. I keep it at home. Even when I was doing readings in Sedona in my office, I didn't take many card decks with me to the office. I save a lot for my videos when I was doing them. Alright, goodness gracious, really? They're usually like kind of like smallest animal to largest animal, but this is not really happening with this one. Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong element. Yeah, okay. Earth, there's bear. Okay, flipped right to it. Walking, it's 1 a.m. Waking, which I am not, totally, first from spiritual slumber and beginning anew. Okay, see, crossroads, dharma, beginning anew, waking from spiritual slumber. There's a whole threshold that you're crossing in a huge way. This is going along with the planet waking up, the planet having its big moment of why we came here to do what we came here to do as spiritual beings, light workers, twin flames, all of the above. Like big, huge life path and purpose changes. And for the divine feminine and divine masculines, but most of these videos are for feminines, if it's twin flames watching. There's been a huge, I just see it as like this bump, like speed bump or big bump in the road, where it feels like we're being thrown off our path. But I've kind of really gotten that this is temporary, so go with the flow. We may be thrown back into the 3D world, even though I think a lot of this energy has switched to 5D already. So even if we're dipping our feet back into, hold on, I need a drink, sorry, into 3D like I have kind of been lately. Thus I don't have a voice. I've been out in the world talking a lot. It feels temporary, and things are very much shifting and changing. So go with the flow. I was fighting it, but the more I'm open to just wherever the universe wants me to go, the more beautiful it gets, actually. And it seems like a 3D job I'm kind of being thrown back into, even though I'm still doing sessions and things, but it's actually like by the ocean. It's really beautiful. It's a beautiful group of people. You never know why you're put exactly where you're put. And it's not just for them, it's for me too, it's a whole other story, but like being around people again, and after being so isolated for so long in Sedona, and it's kind of coming back out into the world in a new way. So go with the flow with whatever it is that the universe is leading you to, because it's not a permanent thing. It's just where we're transitioning to, and to be a light for the people around you, and to let some of them be a light for you too, because God knows, we all need each other right now. It's been a heck of a 2 years. So there's a lot of readjustment and repositioning, and we're just here to be of service anyway. So that's something that's really helped me with whatever has come along on this crazy journey, especially of twin flame, but since my big awakenings. So going with the flow. So I'm going to put these over here for now. And what deck? Okay. Oh, sorry, that's loud. I'm going to do the Archangel Power Tarot. This one on top wants to come out. Queen of Pentacles. how are we doing this for this month? I don't usually do my Celtic cross anymore, but this is feeling almost like a crossing card. Apparently I'm not shuffling either. Nope. Yes. Whatever. Still want that one. And how's everybody doing? Let me know if you want to in the comments. I know it's still the beginning of this channel for me as far as numbers of people, but I would like this if anyone would like to have this as a community. When anyone is ready to talk, discuss, talk about where they're at with the energies, with life path, with starseed stuff, with twin flame energies, of course. I would like it to be a safe space for that to be talked about, openly discussed. Okay, I'll leave that there for now. Four of Pentacles. So this is Archangel Power Tarot. Like I said, it's a little different in the way the cards look, but the pink is actually the Pentacles, the green is Cups, orange is Fire, purple is Major Arcana. What do we have here? More Cups. Okay. So starting with the Four of Cups in reverse, but I think this is good because this is releasing releasing the old is really just what I heard first. But it's my Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk card, and also there's a new opportunity coming energy. Dragonfly, major transformation, again, kind of like with these cards. So, yeah, I like that this is in reverse because it's really a letting go of the past. And if I'm talking twin flames, which I think a lot of people watching this channel are, so let me know. This is really where a lot of the feminines are at, is letting go of all the past stuff on this journey, especially the group that I'm in, but they're the up and coming group behind us as well. Yeah. Technically I've been on the path since 2010, but it got flipped crazy, smacked me in the face harder in 2017. So, and then the girl, another twin flame reader I watch on YouTube, who talks about, she calls us the second wavers. She started even like a year before me in 2016 or so. So, times are not hard and fast with this, but there's a group that is just lately, like around February 25th, just felt, excuse me again, like we were unplugged kind of from our twin. And then for me, and I think a lot of feminines, it was like they came smashing back into us a few days later, and it was like, what is going on? And she was saying that this coming month, the masculines are going to feel the absence of us, and it's going to catapult a lot of changes, or them into a lot of changes. So this is kind of where we're at, especially with the Queen of Pentacles and the High Priestess. These are all represented by women here, even the Page of Ariel. So this is really a divine feminine row. And this is us walking away from the old stuff, not taking in any old baggage, is what I say with this card, into the future. So there's, even if you want to go this far, the divine masculine hanging out there in the future, next to a beautiful little waterfall stream. And this is a white dress. Now, I'm not one to say everyone's gonna come into union and give timelines, because we don't, as twin flames and as a twin flame reader for many years now, timelines are not guaranteed, because what I have learned is we're fluid with timelines. We go where we're needed. Things can change at will. The universe puts us where we're most needed. So that's why I always say don't hold fast to hard and fast to any timelines unless the universe keeps putting it in your brain like over and over and over again. Because we're here to be of service first and foremost. Like that's what I always tell clients, that has really helped me to understand and own this journey. And High Priestess is us being in our power. So the more you can own this, own your intuition, own your trust and faith and surrender and release path, working with your guides and angels, working with the universe, the easier it's going to be to let this past stuff go and to move forward with whatever this big old, I almost swore, transformation is. So yeah, it's huge this month. Like, this is not like the last 2 years haven't been, but this is like Hallmark month for a lot of Aries, and I'm curious to see what comes up for the rest of the signs, because I'm starting with Aries. Queen of Pentacles is being solid with financial, 3D, physical, tangible things. This is really nice to see, because there's been a lot of like ups and downs, and even Page of Ariel, new beginnings with money, career, finances. Again, new starts. Could be temporarily going into something, but it still feels like blessings with abundance, which is awesome to see. In between this, let your intuition guide you. Follow the breadcrumbs, as I always say. With people on very high spiritual paths, because it teaches us trust and faith along each step of the way. I know I'm getting my lesson in, again, in like humble pie, like taking me down, took me down to nothing, being in a service job. This is all service anyway, but like going in service, but then being super blessed with, we're not left in the dirt. We're left with, here's some good rewards for whatever you're doing with whatever job it is right now, being on the planet. So we're not being left alone. We're being very well taken care of by the universe. And I've seen that really happen in 2021 for all the light workers, healers, spiritual workers. So this is really, feels like it's coming in very generously again, coming in for this coming month and into the next couple months for some people. Just depends on which timeline you're on, or which soul path you've chosen at this point, or that the universe has chosen for you, I should say. 2 of Wands, Page of Wands, 7 of Cups, Temperance in reverse. Oy vey. Okay, so if this was the Divine Feminine's arc, this feels very much, I wasn't even going to go this way. I'm letting Spirit direct as usual, but this is Divine Masculine, and we all have both inside of us. So take this, whoever's watching, for however it resonates with you. I was just going to say, this guy kind of looks like Outlander. What was his name? Jamie. That was just so strange for a second, but that's such a powerful connection. If you've ever seen the show or read the books, powerful connection across time and space that the main characters have. So just interesting that for the first time, this just reminded me of Jamie really quick. But 2 of Wands is committing to the next step on your journey. Interesting, I've never even noticed like doves and almost like a world. Oh, it is the earth. I would say almost like kind of like the earth. It kind of looks like clouds behind her. It's being in a different dimension. And it's like the masculine and feminine. Let me turn my light on here maybe. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Because we're without my light, ring light here. Let me turn it down a little bit because that just got really bright really fast. Sorry. So I was like, why can't I see these? So it's almost like they've been in a different dimension from us, and they have, but it's almost like it's flipped, because here's, to me, this looks more like the earth over here, and here's the feminine energy, and now somewhere over the rainbow, walking on a beach, the masculines are being brought into, I feel like we've been, and I've been saying this, we've been put back into 3D, even though it's much higher energies than it ever has been before. And it's almost like we're flipping roles to where this is what I've been feeling like has been coming for the last few months, and wondering if this was going to happen last year in 2022. It's happening. This is a big wake up for the masculines, and who knows how they're going to take it or what it's going to look like for each of them. But this feels like, I just keep getting stabbed in the back of my head. It's been going on a few times all night. It's like a needle going in my head in the same place, and it's around the crown chakra, and I'm like, what in the world? They keep doing it. They're really making a point. My guides and angels will, if they really have a point to make, very funny, it's like they're needling my head right now and it hurts. This must be very important, because it keeps happening and it's really hurting my head. It's kind of like they're saying cracking the nut, of the head of the masculines, and it's like cracking them open, and it hurts and it's not fun. I wondered why I was getting that when I was getting ready to make these videos tonight, because this really is not a fun sensation. I thought I had a spider biting me or something. I was like, what is going on? My roommate wasn't home. Like, I need someone to take a look at my head and make sure nothing's hurting me. It's the weirdest sensation, but I'm like, okay, now that I'm talking about this, it must relate, because they do this to me during readings with clients too. I think this is a big cracking open moment for this phase of the twins, of the masculines. This is crazy. It really hurt my head, like bad. This is very Page of Wands. This is a very Sagittarius energy to me. Can be any fire sign, but more than that, it feels like a fiery awakening, because pages are new beginnings. It's new energy. It's very fast moving, because it is the wands and the only two fire cards sitting next to each other. Kind of new beginning, the next steps of a new path, and then that fiery energy to move forward. Again, they get follow your passion and all of the things. It says you are ready for any challenge, opportunities for excitement and adventure. I usually don't read the cards, but this is kind of like what we were talking about again with, it's mirroring the feminines, but it's in a different way. So it's going to be interesting to see what spiritual kinds of paths, if that's what they're going to go on. Of course, it's going to look different for them than for us, but what spiritual paths are going to open up, because I know even mine, there's been a lot of renewed communication from the masculines, and with mine that happened in February, and he, not to give away too much of his life, but I'm not talking about who he is, so he's not, he's got a great job, but he's not happy there, and he's wanting to do more with his life. So it's going to be very interesting to see what comes of this energy for them and how that manifests. It's, going to be kind of really fascinating to watch their transformation this year and see how they wake up and what they come into on their own with their path. So I think it's going to be really beautiful to watch. It's not going to be easy or comfortable, as the stabbing in my head just happened, which has pretty much gone away now, thank goodness. But yeah, okay, so this must be their card too. Oh yeah, because there's the Emperor. I was just pulling the extra cards that came out over here. So earlier I said Four of Pentacles. And I was like, whose is this? And it was filling the pole over there towards masculine. And sure enough, here's the Emperor. So I'm going to put that up here for now. Four of Pentacles in reverse. To me, Four of Pentacles is someone causing problems or obstacles in the way of career or path at work, things like that. In reverse, it's getting rid of those obstacles, whatever it is that would be leading them to their next steps. So clearing the path. Someone or something that needs to get out of the way is being cleared because they're moving to a different place. They're doing something different than they were doing before. So they may have been getting obstacle after obstacle when they were not in the career path or whatever it was that they weren't supposed to be in anymore. Now they are clearing that themselves and making way for the new path, seeing through the illusions and seeing what they need to see. They've been, okay, we're going here, intuitively and being led. So they're starting to open up to their intuition. They're kind of joining with the feminine's intuition because we actually are the same soul. We can see kind of through each other's eyes. And since feminines have been so connected with their own intuition, the masculines they've been in the, like, veiled from the truth, because if they all saw the truth of the connection and who we all are, everybody could have come into union right away, but they've had the veil kind of put over them, and it's been so frustrating, because it's like almost being able to touch God source energy, kind of like the frustration we feel of them not being able to connect with us. It is the same as touching God source energy. I've come to learn recently that the near-death experience is very similar to the emotional arc of twin flame, because they don't want to come back to earth. The people that go through a near-death experience, they touch that unconditional, amazing light and love. They touch God source energy, and it's so blissful and so euphoric. Why would they want to come back down here? But if their soul's not finished, they do. And I didn't realize this until a few months ago when I was listening to stories of accounts of people that have had these experiences. They come back on a high and they've changed so much that they can't explain or tell anyone about their experience, like the energy of it. And so they feel very alone. And at first they're super on a high and they see everything in high vibe and it's bliss. And then they have a crash because they've changed so much. Their friends and family don't understand them. They can't go back to normal jobs. Some of them have injuries. One that I listened to, his story. And then they go through this deep, dark depression for quite a while. And I was like, well, who does that sound like? A dark night of the soul. Because now they're, not feeling that God source love energy, whatever you want to call it, anymore. And I was like, well, what does that relate to? That's the bliss of meeting your twin flame that you can't explain to anyone, and you change so much and your whole life changes and you can't go back to normal 3D stuff like you used to. And sometimes spirit won't even let you. You're supposed to be on a spiritual path. Like I switched full-time into readings finally, and and then you have to find your way back into being able to live life again. And what do you do with all of this information that you have now downloaded or discovered? So that's kind of my point was, other than that's a very valuable chunk of information that I got this past year. The other chunk of information was that the masculines, when they meet us, they touch that God source energy for a while, but then it freaks them out. And so they run away and do their thing, because divine timing isn't saying they can have their wake up moment yet. We both have to play out certain roles on the planet heal different things, to put that in the collective consciousness of how to heal different traumas or wounding or relationship stuff with other people. Karmics come in, all of that stuff. But what I've come to learn is our souls are very like evolved souls. So they kind of really have this veil over their eyes. And it's so frustrating because they can feel what the connection is. They know that it's the most amazing, unconditional love, blissed out, God source energy, whatever. They probably don't have those words, but they know what it is on some level, but they can't put words to it. They can't quite touch it. And so it's like this constant ache for something that they don't understand and they can't quite touch yet. And so this is kind of like their peace, their tranquility. The Temperance card is in reverse, and they're like, I need to walk away from this old life so I can get to whatever else is on the other side of this veil of illusion. So it's kind of, again, this pop through moment of their worlds are being flipped upside down. The veil is being taken off for some of them, for I think a lot of them in my own interpretation, but again, we'll see how this goes. And it's kind of a epiphany wake up moment for a lot of the masculines. I think it was interesting that the other person who does videos I was watching today was, I didn't want to watch her video because I didn't want anything to affect my readings, but this piece of information came through. I forgot about not watching it and I did anyway. So yeah, about April's astrology saying the masculines are going to be feeling the absence of us. I think it's a moment of like that veil being taken off and them being able to actually see for the first time in this lifetime. They have glimpses of it and you can see it in them when things like that happen, but it feels like a full unveiling. Yeah. And some feminines like me, I can relate to having the veil over my third eye, because for the first like 3 or 4 months after I met my twin officially, I didn't know what he was to me. That's a whole story, but I thought I had already had a twin flame, and there was no way I could have another one. I left that whole thing behind me, which you never do. And then after my initial merge process had started and I went into a huge dark night of the soul and I was in so much pain searching for what this connection was. And it wasn't until I was open enough to be able to hear what my guides had to say about it, then they told me he was actually my twin flame. And I was screaming mad. I was so mad because I knew all the, being so intuitive and being the divine feminine that I am, I could see all of the transformation that was about to happen. And I wanted no part of it because I knew how much pain it was going to cause to go through all of that healing work on my own. And so yeah, they gave me the term veiled because he was veiled from me. The connection was veiled from me until I got to know him. And without the pressure of that title on either of us on my end. So yeah, I understand what it means to be veiled. But I didn't want, the difference is I didn't want to know, like, and a lot of them don't want to know either, but it's frustrating because the whole thing was veiled for me. And I've heard other twin flames, I didn't know this till recently, even though I've seen a few over the years. I didn't know what it was, couldn't feel what it was. And I guess some other twins have gone a year or whatever without knowing that this was their twin flame. Each twin flame pair is so different and so unique. Some have different markers, as I say, than others. Like a lot of twins meet and they know right away and they go into bliss mode and then they go through the whole separation and all of that after. But some are veiled for a while, even from the feminine. So I guess there are other feminines that can relate to not knowing, not being told yet what the connection is, because it's all in divine timing. This feels like a huge pop through moment for a lot of the masculines in this group waking up, because honestly, the planet's going through its huge transformation. We came here to help with this. It would be my understanding that this would be a good time for a lot of twins to wake up and come together. But, you know, I'm very cautious about making big statements like that. I just know in the 222 year, and High Priestess being a 2, that to me it would make sense. But again, I leave that to Spirit to show us what's going to happen even in this coming month. So I have talked a lot, so I'm going to stop this video here. I hope that this has helped anyone and everyone who is watching. And I think my videos are going to be changing more towards, I think, kind of this style going forward. We'll see. I've relaxed into my journey a lot more. And so, you know, hanging out with other twin flames that do videos in this style, or one in particular, has actually really helped lately, because it's not such a, I don't know, intense thing for me. It's always intense, but I've eased into this part of my journey, and so it's easier to just hang out and talk and channel the energies and talk with you when all of you feel like talking at some point, if you do, and just being here as kind of a guide in the energy and someone to hang out with the twin flame energies, if that's what you relate to, and watching my channel or these videos. If it's just for the readings, that's awesome too. Everybody is welcome. But I've definitely owned what this path is for me and who I am on this planet and what I've come here to do to help, and really relaxed into it a lot more. So I'm looking forward to, now I just keep seeing all the 4s on the table, which is a more stable, solid kind of energy. And that's what I feel like I've really allowed myself to come into. So it's easier to do kind of just chatting and channeling. So I look forward to that. And let me know in the comments how you feel about that, if that's something that you guys would like, or what you would like to see in upcoming months. But I hope this finds you all well, and that you're navigating through all these crazy changes very well. And I will see you all later. Thank you for being here.